Hello there, it's Sean and welcome to my channel once again. This video is especially for you if you have been considering launching your thing for a long time, and this is especially relevant for you if you have a skill, a proficiency, something that you're good at, and I would say you are good enough, like you're proficient at it to the point where you might even be teaching a few people here and there. And if you were able to package all these things into a solution that you can at least either deliver online, deliver half of that online, monetize a portion of it, and then deliver free content, good content through the internet. And the reason I say that is because I used to own a martial arts business, and for a long time, actually the whole time, I did my own marketing, I did my own sales, and it was a one-man business. So I would go to the gym, I rented my own place, and I would teach, and I did this for 10 years here in Singapore. And at the time I was in my early 20s, so energy wasn't a problem and working hard wasn't a problem. But as you grow older, you realize, like, how am I not doing this like in a smarter way, and what's really preventing me from making my life easier by at least having more marketing channels open, and creating better products and learning how to market myself a little bit better, learning how to close so that sales conversations don't get awkward, and I would be more comfortable putting myself out there. And the reality is that if I had the skills I had 10 years ago, my business would probably be doing much better than it did. And a lot of times people did advise me, to say, hey, put your stuff online, right? Create a course, and that will help you. So that a lot of things I find myself having to repeat, right? Like, put your hands up, put your feet here, move in a straight line, punch in a straight line. And I would have to repeat. The reality is my students needed something online. They needed something they could study, they needed something they could have a reference point, they needed something that they can do their homework, they needed tools, and they needed all that support. And for a young man that knew the internet, it was really strange. I did not create those things, and the reality was creating those things even for a business that I deliver in person. So if your skill, you can deliver it online, that's even better. And you could be like myself, maybe a fitness coach, maybe a spiritual teacher, maybe you do marketing, maybe you do sales, I don't know, something human design, like whatever that is. If you're at a point where I was, and you know right now, like, it's time to launch, it's time to have my own brand. Like, I know photographers who work under an agency, they want to step out, they want to have their own brand. I know fitness coaches, they work freelance for under someone else's brand, under someone else's company, and they want to step out, they want to launch their own thing. And I feel like in 2024, this whole thing about having your personal brand, your personal voice from 2024 and onwards, it's going to be so important, because like, people want real things, people want authentic things. Like, when I learned mahjong just so I could play with my wife's family and her relatives, I learned from this guy. He wasn't very advanced, he wasn't like a world champion or anything. In fact, he didn't even show his face. It was just some ugly slides. It was just some videos, but the content was so good, and the content was so relevant to me that I improved much faster than I expected. And now I can play with a family, I can play with relatives. Now I'm kind of a little bit hooked, on the game myself. But this teacher helped me so much, and he didn't even show his face. And all he needed was to produce like a proper course, produce something online. And I was just waiting for the launch. I thought he was going to launch something, because he was producing so many videos. I think he got quite a good traction, a good following. And then I was thinking, when is this guy going to do something with his content, right? And a few months ago, I checked. He shut down his channel. He closed everything, and I cannot find him, and now I'm going to need to find a new teacher. But that guy could have monetized a part of his content, because his free stuff was so good that it got me up to speed so fast, right? So if you have an expertise like that mahjong teacher, and you know that you have already been teaching, you have already been giving it out, what I'm saying is you need to organize it in a way that actually benefits your audience. When they have things they want to refer, they can refer. When they want to learn things in a structured way, they can. And all your best stuff, like all the contents that you're seeing from me, all the content you're seeing from me, the best stuff, you can just give it for free. And there will be a small percentage of people like me, all right? And we are the buyers. We are the ones observing and come in and buy because we've seen your free stuff and we want like your time, we want your personal time, and we're happy to pay you for it because we're happy that you help us, get up to speed fast, and that becomes your best work. And I know that a lot of people watching like this kind of content from me, you already know that you want to launch, like you know that it's a long time, you're probably going back and forth. And I would even go as far as to say that you probably bought a lot of courses to try to help you launch your thing, and you probably know a lot about marketing and sales at this point. And if the real reason you haven't launched is a confidence issue, like you're thinking what would others think of you, and you have this voice that says, hey, you are not ready, you're not qualified yet, who is going to buy your stuff? Like no one out there is going to pay for your stuff. If you're holding back because you've got all these, can I say, limiting beliefs, and I want you to understand that first of all, it's not real, and it's so important that you put your stuff out there, because right now in 2024 and onwards, the world is flat. Like you watching my stuff right now, I don't even know what country you're from. I don't even know how old you are, but you are consuming my stuff because my stuff is relevant to you. And you look at the bridges that you've crossed, you look at the battles that you've won, you look at the things you've overcome, the lessons that you've learned. How do you not know that there's a version of you that's 3 to 5 years younger than you in some country, and they are 3 to 5 years behind your journey? They are 3 to 5 years younger than you. They are the you 3 to 5 years ago, and they need the lessons you've learned. They need the guidance that you have. They need to benefit from the experience that you've accumulated. And to them, there's a lot of value. Like that mahjong teacher probably didn't know how much of an impact he had on me, because I take my progress, I take my games very seriously, I take my development very seriously. And I really respect and admire that person, even though he never showed his face, right? And as soon as he dropped a course, I probably get it just so I can win, all my friends and that kind of thing. So there's probably something in you that is your gift, and maybe it's polished, maybe it's not, but I want you to understand that if you're watching this and you probably ask for this as a sign, as a message, and the algorithm knows and is showing you my stuff, if it's time to launch, in the description I've put a link to a free 3-day challenge to help you extract the gift, transform it into something that you can deliver and sell online, so that you can help people that can benefit from what you have. The challenge is completely free with an option to upgrade if you want. Otherwise, the 3 days itself is more than enough to show you the steps that you need to really break through and stop, going back and forth and that kind of a thing. And I guess the difference between what I have to offer and a lot of the things that you see out there is that I feel that a lot of this kind of challenge and event, it's a funnel, right? And they're gonna sell you something, right? And I think that's fine. I think what's difficult for me in my own experience is that they're giving us a lot of things, right? It's the whole value stack thing where you get this and you get this and you get this and you get this, and it's value to them. And a lot of times I find that the people that I help, they have all these resources, like they bought everyone's stuff, and they're not implementing because all these value stacks are just sitting in their download folder and they're not implementing. So I feel that what my challenge has to offer is that it's not about more, it's about less, and it's implementation focused. So I'm someone who takes action, like you can see from all my content, and I expect people who participate in this challenge to do the same. Like get out of your comfort zone, have that conversation with yourself. You know that it's time to launch. And so I feel that this is the challenge that if you've been asking for that sign and a solution, then this is the line that it's probably time to cross. So I put the link in the description, or you can just head over to seansena.com/launch, like read through the thing. And if you have any questions, it's completely free with an option to upgrade. Just send me a message on social media and ask me whatever you want, and I'll see you inside. the launch challenge.